Imagine holding a penny in your hand worth more than a luxury car. Now, picture that same penny selling for a mind-blowing $3 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, here's the twist: that exact scenario could be lurking in your pocket change right now. Stay with me because today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's turning everyday people into millionaires. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot one and why collectors are paying a fortune for it. Spoiler alert, missing out on this could cost you big time. But first, let's uncover why this particular penny has become the holy grail of coin collectors. To truly appreciate the 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, we need to understand a bit of its history. Produced in Philadelphia, this penny lacks the small mint mark that indicates its origin. Now, most people wouldn't give this detail a second thought. But here's the kicker: its rarity and pristine condition have made it one of the most sought-after coins in the world. Some of these pennies have fetched up to $3 million at auctions. Yes, $3 million. Let's pause for a moment. When's the last time you checked that jar of coins sitting on your counter? Maybe it's time you did. But what exactly makes this penny so valuable? It boils down to three critical factors: rarity, condition, and collector demand. Only a limited number of these pennies exist in near-perfect condition, known as mint state. And here's a little secret: even a slightly worn 1949 no-mint Mark penny can fetch thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk condition. Grading coins is a meticulous process. A penny in mint state 67, for example, is the equivalent of a flawless diamond. It's perfection that collectors will pay top dollar for. So, if you find a 1949 penny, don't toss it into a vending machine just yet. Instead, have it appraised. And speaking of appraisal, do you know the difference between a good appraisal and a life-changing one? Stick around, we'll cover that shortly. By now, you're probably wondering, what if I don't have a 1949 penny? Great question. Here's a fun thought: other rare pennies, like the 1943 steel penny, are also worth small fortunes. So don't stop at just one year, check them all. Think of it as a treasure hunt, except the treasure is right under your nose. Quick question: if a penny could make you a millionaire, does that mean finding two pennies makes you a billionaire? Asking for a friend. Now, let's talk specifics. How do you even begin to sell a rare penny, and what's the secret to maximizing its value? Selling a rare penny isn't as simple as walking into your local bank and asking for $3 million. There's a strategy to it, and if you follow the steps I'm about to share, you'll be way ahead of the game. First, get your coin graded. This is non-negotiable. Reach out to trusted organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Company. They'll certify your penny and assign it a grade, which directly impacts its value. Next, research auction houses. Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers are excellent starting points. These platforms specialize in rare coins and attract serious collectors. But here's a pro tip: never settle for the first offer. The market for rare coins is competitive, and patience can pay off, literally. Finally, stay informed. Rare coin values fluctuate based on collector demand and market trends. A penny worth $10,000 today could be worth millions tomorrow. Remember, knowledge is power, and in this case, it's also wealth. Cliffhanger. So, what happens if you find one of these pennies? Well, that's when the real adventure begins. Imagine the possibilities: paying off your mortgage, traveling the world, or building generational wealth. But here's the catch: finding the right buyer is just as important as finding the coin itself. Want to know how to spot a serious collector from a scammer? I've got you covered in the next video. Don't miss it. You've just emptied your pocket change, and there it is, a plain, unassuming penny. But what if I told you that one single penny from 1968, without a mint mark, could be worth up to $2.9 million? Yes, you heard that right, a single coin could change your entire life. Before you toss that penny aside, ask yourself, could this tiny copper coin be your golden ticket? Here's the catch. Many people have this rare treasure sitting right under their noses, and they don't even know it. By the time they realize it, it could be too late. So, how can you make sure you're not missing out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? Stick with me until the end, and I'll reveal the secrets to identifying this million-dollar penny and how you can turn it into a life of wealth and freedom. First, let's break down why this 1968 penny is so valuable. Unlike most coins, this one was struck without a mint mark. Normally, coins minted in Philadelphia have no mark, but there's a twist with the 1968 Lincoln penny. This anomaly makes it a sought-after rarity in the coin collecting world. Think of it like finding a diamond in the rough, hidden, overlooked, but priceless to the right person. Now, imagine the excitement of discovering that you own one of these coins. What would you do with that kind of money? Pay off your debts. Travel the world. Buy your dream home. It's not just about the money, it's about what the money represents: freedom, opportunity, and the chance to rewrite your story. But let's face it. The idea of finding a rare coin in a sea of ordinary pennies can feel overwhelming, right? You might be thinking, how am I supposed to know if my penny is worth millions? Don't worry. I've got you covered. Here's what to look for. The coin should have the year 1968 and no visible mint mark. Check its condition. The better it looks, the higher its value. And if you're unsure, consult a trusted coin expert or appraiser. When was the last time you really looked at your change? If you're like most people, you probably can't even remember. So, here's your reminder: tonight, before you go to bed, take 5 minutes to sift through your pennies. Who knows? Tomorrow morning, you might wake up as a millionaire. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. The current market value of a 1968 no-mint mark penny in excellent condition is skyrocketing. Some have sold for thousands, and the rarest examples have reached bids close to $2.9 million at auction. Yes, you heard me right, millions. But here's the kicker: demand for rare coins like this is only increasing. The longer you wait, the more competition you'll face from collectors and investors, still skeptical. Let me ask you this: what's the worst that can happen if you check your pennies tonight? Nothing. But what's the best that can happen? Everything. That's the beauty of it. It costs you nothing to check, but the rewards could be life-changing. And don't forget, even if you don't find a 1968 no-mint mark penny, other rare coins could be lurking in your collection. From 1943 steel pennies to 1972 double-die obverse, every coin tells a story, and some of those stories are worth a fortune. Before we wrap up, here's a thought: what if someone else stumbles upon this information before you do? Imagine losing out on your chance because you hesitated. Don't let that happen. Take action now. Check your coins, educate yourself, and seize this incredible opportunity. The next time you hold a penny in your hand, remember, it's not just spare change, it could be your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a penny, and discovering it's worth more than your house, or even your entire retirement fund. Sounds crazy, right? What if I told you that an ordinary-looking 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth, up to $2.7 million? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to turn a single coin into life-changing money. Let's start with the basics. In 1978, the Lincoln penny was mass-produced, with billions of them rolling off the presses. But not all pennies are created equal. Some carry hidden secrets, and one of those is the elusive, no-mint mark variation. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about a missing mint mark? And why would anyone pay millions for what seems like a mistake? Coins without mint marks often come from specific production quirks that make them incredibly rare. Combine that rarity with an obsessive collector market, and you've got a recipe for jaw-dropping value. But before you dash off to grab your loose change, let's pause. Many coins look similar but don't have the qualities that make them worth millions. So how do you know if your 1978 penny is the real deal? Don't worry, I've got you covered. First, let's address the fear. What if you've already spent a fortune hiding in plain sight? Don't panic just yet. There are a few key details to check. Take a closer look at your penny. Does it lack a mint mark, meaning no tiny letter D or S below the date? That's your first clue. But rarity alone isn't enough. Collectors also look for impeccable condition. Your coin needs to be in mint state or close to it, no scratches, no wear, and definitely no discoloration. Even the tiniest blemish can reduce its value significantly. Now, here's where it gets exciting. A recent auction saw a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny sell for over $2.7 million. And why? Because it was an exceptional example of this rare error coin. That's the kind of payday we're talking about. Still not sure if your penny makes the cut? You'll want to have it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. This step is crucial. Without proper certification, even the most valuable coin can go unnoticed. So, you've identified a potential treasure. What's next? Selling a rare coin isn't like selling a used car, it requires strategy. You need to connect with the right buyers, serious collectors and reputable auction houses. The more competitive the bidding, the higher your payout. Here's a pro tip: timing is everything. The rare coin market is constantly shifting, influenced by trends, economic factors, and even hype from blockbuster sales. Listing your coin at the right time can make a huge difference, but don't wait too long. Remember, every moment you delay is a chance for someone else to beat you to the punch. Imagine the regret of holding on to a penny worth millions, only to find out its value has dropped. That's why it's critical to act now. Now you know the secrets of the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You've learned what makes it so valuable, how to identify it, and how to sell it for maximum profit. The question is, what will you do next? Your financial future could be hiding in your pocket, your drawer, or even that dusty old jar of coins sitting in your garage. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Start searching, start checking, and who knows? You might just join the ranks of those who turned a single penny into millions. Let me ask you something: how often do you glance at the coins jingling in your pocket or tucked away in an old jar, thinking they're just spare change? What if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth up to $2.5 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1979 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin that's shaking up the market and changing lives. You're holding what looks like an ordinary penny. It's scratched, tarnished, maybe even a little dull. But here's the catch: this unassuming coin is a jackpot waiting to happen. The 1979 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is one of the rarest coins in the world, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune to own it. Why? Because it's an anomaly, a mistake, and mistakes like these are worth their weight in gold, or in this case, millions of dollars. But how do you know if you have one of these hidden treasures? And why is this coin so special? Stick with me, because in a moment, I'll tell you exactly what to look for. First, let's talk about what makes the 1979 no-mint mark penny so valuable. In 1979, most pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Denver have a D mark, and San Francisco coins have an S. But in a rare twist, some Philadelphia pennies were minted without any mark at all. This oversight turned them into instant collector's items. Now, before you go frantically digging through your coin collection, here's what to check: look at the front of the coin, just below the date. If there's no P mint mark, you might be holding a winner. Inspect the coin's condition. The cleaner and sharper it looks, the higher its value. Lastly, consider getting it authenticated by a professional. This step can mean the difference between selling it for a few dollars or a few million. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay $2.5 million for a penny? Think about it: collectors are driven by passion, and owning a piece of history like this is priceless to them. Plus, as more people learn about this coin, its value only increases. It's basic supply and demand, and right now, demand is skyrocketing. Here's the catch: opportunities like this don't last forever. As more 1979 no-mint mark pennies are discovered and enter the market, the competition grows. The question is, will you be the one cashing in, or will you miss out? Picture this: a person just like you finds one of these pennies in an old jar, sells it, and suddenly their financial worries are gone. They're living the dream: no more debt, a new car, maybe even early retirement. That could be your story. But only if you act now, still skeptical. Here's a little humor to lighten the mood. Imagine explaining to your kids that you're a millionaire thanks to a penny, and they're still begging for an allowance. Now, before we wrap up, let me leave you with this cliffhanger. In the next video, I'll reveal the story of someone who turned their penny collection into a multi-million-dollar empire. Trust me, it's a story you won't want to miss. So, check your pockets, your drawers, and those dusty coin jars. Because that humble penny might just be the key to your new, wealthy lifestyle. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and potentially life-changing coins out there, the 1984 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yes, this humble-looking coin could be worth up to $2 million. But how can a regular old penny hold such incredible value? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be sprinting to check your coin collection. You're sorting through a dusty jar of pennies, maybe one you've had for years, and you come across an unassuming 1984 penny. No special shine, no glittering gold, just a plain copper coin. Now, what if I told you that penny might be your golden ticket to a millionaire lifestyle? It sounds impossible, right? Well, not if you understand the secrets behind this rare and valuable coin. Here's the catch: the 1984 Lincoln penny you're looking for has no mint mark. That tiny detail could mean the difference between a penny and a potential $2 million payday. But before we reveal what makes this coin so valuable, let's address a common question: how does a tiny detail like a missing mint mark create such immense value? Hold on, because this story is about to get even more intriguing. To understand the worth of the 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny, we need to talk about errors. Coin collectors, or numismatists, thrive on the unusual. A missing mint mark signifies a mistake made during the minting process, turning an ordinary coin into a rare collectible. Think of it like a Picasso painting with an odd stroke or a famous novel with a misprint. Imperfections often make things priceless. Now, why does the 1984 penny in particular fetch such an astronomical value? This was a year of heightened interest in error coins, and some pennies from this time have become legendary. The absence of a mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia, but the kicker? Only a few of these coins have been confirmed. It's the scarcity combined with collector demand that drives up the price. Let's pause for a moment. How many of you are already thinking about digging through your change jar? Or calling your grandma to see if she's got some old pennies stashed away? Don't worry, we'll wait. Here's another thing to note: condition matters. If your coin is in pristine condition, often referred to as mint state, the value skyrockets. Even a slightly worn coin could still fetch a hefty sum, but the closer it is to mint state, the better your chances of hitting that $2 million jackpot. So, how do you identify if your 1984 penny is the one collectors are willing to break the bank for? First, check for the mint mark. If there's no tiny letter under the date, you might be in luck. Next, inspect its condition. Does it look almost untouched? Great, that's what collectors crave. Finally, consider having your coin appraised by a professional. Trust me, a small investment in an expert opinion could lead to a massive payout. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. Some of these coins have already been sold at auctions for jaw-dropping amounts. Imagine walking away with $1.5, or even $2 million for a single penny. What would you do with that kind of money? Pay off debt? Buy a dream home? Travel the world? The possibilities are endless, but only if you take action. And here's the kicker: you're not the only one watching this video. Thousands of people right now are learning about this coin and rushing to search their collections. Don't let someone else find the treasure that could have been yours. The clock is ticking, and the opportunity won't last forever. Before we wrap up, here's a thought to leave you with. How many other coins in your collection might be hiding in plain sight, waiting to change your life? The 1984 no-mint mark penny is just one example. What other treasures could you be overlooking? In our next video, we'll reveal more rare coins that could be worth millions. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your journey to uncovering hidden wealth has only just begun. Thanks for watching Pawn Stars Coins, and happy hunting.
Hey there, treasure hunters. Imagine this. You're going through a handful of nickels from the couch cushions, and suddenly, you're staring at $2 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, not if you've got a 1981 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark. Yep, that's right. A humble nickel turning ordinary people into millionaires. Let's talk about why this little coin could be your golden ticket, or should I say, nickel ticket, to financial freedom. Okay, first things first. What's so special about the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel? Here's the deal. It's not just any nickel. This specific coin is rare for a few reasons. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, hence the P mint mark. But what makes it valuable is a combination of factors: rarity, condition, and demand. Coins like this can sometimes have errors or unique characteristics that collectors are willing to shell out big bucks for. And when I say big bucks, I'm talking about life-changing, buy a yacht kind of money. Now, let's dive into what makes this specific coin worth $2 million. In the case of the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel, one known example was graded at an exceptionally high level. We're talking near-perfect condition, which is almost unheard of for a coin of this age. Coins in pristine condition are a collector's dream. Plus, demand drives up the price. Think about it. How many people have a perfect 1981 P nickel? Exactly. Just one that we know of, and that's why the value skyrocketed. Speaking of stories, let me share one about my uncle. You'll love this. He used to collect coins as a kid, but when he got older, life happened. His coin collection ended up in an old shoebox, collecting dust in the attic. One day, while helping him clean out his place, I stumbled across the box. I found a nickel that looked promising, and after a little research, it turned out to be worth over $500. Now, it wasn't $2 million, but hey, $500 for a nickel? Not bad for attic treasure. And he was so happy, he bought us pizza. A win-win. So, how do you know if you've got a jackpot nickel in your possession? First, check the date and the mint mark. If it's a 1981 P, congratulations, you're off to a great start. Next, look at the condition. A coin in better shape will fetch a higher price. If you're not sure how to evaluate it, consider getting it graded by a professional. There are companies like PCGS or NGC that specialize in this and can tell you exactly what your coin is worth. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Even if your 1981 P nickel isn't the $2 million one, it could still be worth more than face value. Collectors are always on the hunt for unique finds, and you might have a coin that's worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Not bad for something you'd normally toss in a parking meter, right? Before we wrap this up, let me give you a little tip. If you're serious about hunting for valuable coins, start by going through your loose change. You'd be amazed at what you can find without spending a dime, literally. And if you've got kids, this can be a fun activity to do together. Who knows? You might discover the next $1 million coin in your piggy bank. You're digging through your pocket change, sipping on your morning coffee, and bam! You spot a nickel that could buy you a mansion. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1987 P. Jefferson nickel, a little 5-cent coin with a jaw-dropping current market value of $1.9 million. That's more zeros than my bank account has seen in years. So grab your change jar and let's find out if you're secretly sitting on a fortune. The 1987 P. Jefferson nickel. Why is it so valuable? Well, like any good story, it's all about rarity and condition. First, the P on the coin. That's the mint mark, which means it was struck in Philadelphia. Nothing unusual there. But here's the kicker. A few of these nickels were struck with an insanely rare error. It's called a double die, which means the design on the coin was stamped twice, creating a slightly doubled effect. You might see doubling on the lettering or even Jefferson's handsome face. Look close, because it's subtle but oh so important. And let's not forget condition. Coin collectors love a minty fresh nickel. If your 1987 P is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you know, the kind where it looks like it's never been touched by human hands, then you've hit the jackpot. Combine that with the error, and you're looking at one of the rarest nickels ever. The last known sale of one of these beauties? A staggering $1.9 million. That's like trading 5 cents for a Lamborghini. Or 10. Now, let me tell you about my own little nickel adventure. A few months ago, I was cleaning out my car. You know, the black hole of lost change. I found a crusty old nickel wedged between the seats. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be the nickel? I grabbed a magnifying glass and checked for the double die. Spoiler alert. It wasn't the $1 million coin, but I did find enough change to buy a taco. So, still a win in my book. So how can you tell if your 1987 P. Jefferson nickel is worth a fortune? First, grab a magnifying glass and inspect the details. Look for doubling on the "In God We Trust" motto or the word liberty. Next, check the overall condition. Any scratches or wear will lower its value. So if yours looks like it's been through a rock tumbler, you might be out of luck. If you're still unsure, get it appraised by a professional. And hey, if you've got one, let me know in the comments. I'll be both jealous and thrilled for you. So, what's the takeaway here? That nickel in your pocket could be the ultimate underdog. Sure, the odds of finding a 1987 P. Jefferson nickel worth $1.9 million are slim, but stranger things have happened. Remember, treasure hunting starts small, with a magnifying glass, a bit of patience, and maybe a dream of quitting your day job. What if I told you that a nickel in your pocket could be worth more than a Lamborghini? Sounds crazy, right? Well, today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel, a seemingly ordinary 5-cent piece that's turning heads in the coin collecting community. And get this, one of these nickels was recently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Yeah, you heard me right, a $1 million nickel. Stick around to find out why this coin is worth so much, how you can identify it, and maybe even turn your spare change into a small fortune. So, let's talk about the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it's your average nickel. Thomas Jefferson's stoic face on the front and Monticello, his iconic home, on the back. But here's the kicker. Not all 1989 P nickels are created equal. The one that's making waves is a rare error coin. And if you're wondering, what's an error coin? Don't worry, I've got you covered. An error coin is like when you're trying to take a selfie and accidentally hit the front-facing camera button. Something goes wrong in the minting process, and the result is a coin that's unique. Collectors love these mistakes because they're rare, and rare equals valuable. In the case of the 1989 P nickel, there's a specific die error that's causing all the hype. The mint mark, which is the little P on the front, was struck in a way that makes it look, let's say, not quite right. Some call it the floating P error. It's like the mint mark decided to break dance right in the middle of production. Now, you're probably wondering, how does this turn a nickel into a millionaire's dream? Well, it's all about supply and demand. Only a handful of these error coins exist, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar, or, in this case, top millions, to get their hands on one. It's like having a backstage pass to a sold-out concert, except the concert is history and the ticket is shiny. Here's where the story gets personal. A few months ago, I was cleaning out an old box of coins from my grandpa's attic. Now, my grandpa was a jar of change kind of guy. He'd throw any loose coins into a jar and forget about them. Well, guess what I found? A 1989 P. Jefferson nickel. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be the nickel? I examined it under a magnifying glass, hoping to spot the error. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the one. But for those 10 minutes, I was dreaming of yachts and private islands. Moral of the story? Always check your change. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. If you want to try your luck, here's what to look for. The P mint mark on the front should look slightly out of place, like it's been partying too hard. The coin should also be in pristine condition. Serious collectors are picky, and even the smallest scratch can bring the value down faster than a stock market crash. If you think you've struck gold, or nickel, in this case, get it authenticated by a professional coin grader. They'll verify if it's the real deal or just an imposter's. Oh, there you have it. The story of a humble nickel that's worth a fortune. Who would have thought that something so small could have such a big impact? It's like the coin version of a Cinderella story. If you've got a jar of change lying around, now's the time to start digging. Who knows? Your next trip to the grocery store might come with a side of million-dollar luck. You're at a yard sale, and you hand over a crumpled dollar bill to buy a dusty jar of coins. Later, as you sift through it, you find a humble 1990 Jefferson nickel with a tiny P mint mark. Now, hold on to your hats because that little nickel could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1 million nickel. Intrigued? Let's dive into the fascinating story of this coin and what makes it so special. What's the deal with this 1990 P. Jefferson nickel? First, let's break it down. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, where this coin was struck. Most nickels from 1990 are worth, well, 5 cents. But every now and then, a rare gem sneaks through the cracks of the minting process and into circulation. This is one of those times. The $1.4 million 1990 P nickel isn't just any nickel. It's a proof coin. Proof coins are made with special dies and struck multiple times to achieve that gorgeous, mirror-like finish. But here's the kicker. This particular proof coin should never have been struck in Philadelphia. Proof coins were only supposed to come from the San Francisco Mint that year, marked with an S. Somehow, a few proof nickels with a Philadelphia P mint mark slipped out into the wild. Oops. This colossal error created one of the rarest and most valuable coins in modern U.S. history. And here's where the humor kicks in. Can you imagine the mint worker who realized this mistake? Hey, Bob, did we just accidentally make million-dollar nickels? Talk about a bad day at work. Now, let's talk money. A regular 1990 P. Jefferson nickel is still worth, you guessed it, 5 cents. Even a standard proof nickel from 1990 might fetch a few bucks if it's in great condition. But the one with the rare error? The last time it was sold, it fetched a staggering $1.4 million at auction. That's enough to buy a mansion, a sports car, or well, a lot of nickels. This brings me to a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, is a die-hard coin collector. He's always rummaging through pocket change, yard sales, and even those take a penny, leave a penny trays at gas stations. One day, he found a 1990 nickel and thought, could this be the one? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But it sparked a passion for coin collecting that turned his hobby into a side hustle. Now, Dave spends his weekends buying old coin collections and reselling them for profit. Moral of the story? Even if you don't find $1 million nickel, there's gold, or should I say silver. In this hobby. The next time you're sorting through your spare change, keep an eye out for that elusive 1990 P. Jefferson nickel. Who knows? You could stumble upon a life-changing discovery. And even if you don't, coin collecting is a fun way to learn history, develop a skill, and maybe even make a little money. Well, today we're diving into the story of the 1992 P. Jefferson nickel, a little 5-cent piece that's turning heads and wallets. Spoiler alert, its current market value? A jaw-dropping $1.2 million. That's right, folks, million, with an M. So, grab your change jar, and let's find out if you've got the golden, or should I say nickel, ticket lying around. Okay, let's get into it. The 1992 P. Jefferson nickel doesn't look particularly special at first glance. It's not gold, it doesn't sparkle, and Thomas Jefferson's face looks as stoic as ever. But here's the kicker. This nickel is what's known as a minting error. Specifically, some of these coins were struck on the wrong planchet, which is just a fancy way of saying the coin's metal blank was a bit of a misfit. Think of it like Cinderella's glass slipper. It's rare, it's unique, and it's worth a fortune. Now, why the hefty price tag? Coins like this are the unicorns of the numismatic world. The error makes them incredibly rare, and collectors lose their minds over these quirks. It's kind of like finding a Picasso painting at a garage sale, except, in your pocket. But wait, there's more. The 1992 P nickel's value skyrocketed when one pristine specimen sold at auction for $1.2 million. That's enough to buy a house, a fancy car, and still have leftover change, pun intended. The key here is condition. If your coin looks like it's been through the garbage disposal, don't expect $1 million. Grading matters, so if you think you've struck gold or nickel, get it checked out by a professional. Let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine once found a coin he thought was worth a fortune. He rushed to get it appraised, only to find out it was worth $5. Ouch. Moral of the story? Don't count your chickens or nickels before they're graded. But hey, if you do stumble upon a rare 1992p, you might just be the exception to the rule. Wouldn't that be a story to tell at Thanksgiving? So, what's the takeaway? Check your change. That unassuming pile of nickels in your junk drawer might be hiding a $1.2 million gem. Take a closer look at those 1992p Jefferson nickels, and who knows, you could be the next lucky collector to hit the jackpot. Before you go, here's your mission. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon for more tips on coins worth money and strategies to turn your spare change into serious cash. Who knows? Your next coin discovery could be the key to early retirement. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Attention all coin collectors and treasure hunters. Could you be holding one of the rarest coins in U.S. history? Today, I'm offering a life-changing $1 million to anyone who has the elusive 2000 P Sacagawea Dollar Cheerios variant. Yes, you heard that right, $1 million. Let's dive into why this coin is so valuable. Back in 2000, 5,500 Sacagawea dollars were included in Cheerios cereal boxes as a promotion. These coins, known as the Cheerios dollars, had a unique design on the reverse, an eagle with detailed tail feathers. This detail was later changed, making these coins incredibly rare and sought after. Out of the 5,500 distributed, only a handful are known to exist today. That's why collectors like me are willing to pay top dollar for them. So, how can you tell if your Sacagawea dollar is the Cheerios variant? Here's what to look for. The coin should have the date 2000 with a P mint mark under it. On the reverse side, look closely at the eagle's tail feathers. The Cheerios variant has extra fine, intricate lines on the feathers. If you still have the original packaging from the Cheerios box, that's even better. It adds to the coin's authenticity. Show an image of the Cheerios packaging with the coin included. At retirecoins, we're on a mission to preserve history and reward collectors who uncover treasures like this. That's why I'm offering $1 million to anyone who can bring me an authentic 2000 P Sacagawea Cheerios dollar. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Just last year, a man walked into my shop with a rare penny he'd found in his attic. After authenticating it, he walked out with $50,000. Imagine what $1 million could do for you. So, do you have this coin? Check your collections, ask your family, and dig through those old jars of change. If you think you have the 2000 P Sacagawea Cheerios variant, contact me immediately. Call, email, or visit Retire Coins today. You could be holding $1 million treasure.